Little passenger. One night, Brett and Ruby were driving home from visiting her parents' house that weekend since it had been her mother's birthday. As they cruised down the long, dark highway, they chatted back and forth, exchanging stories. "Did you know that there is an urban legend about this highway?" Ruby told her husband. "They say a long time ago, a little girl went missing from her home, was kidnapped by a local, and never returned." "It's just an urban legend," Brett told her. "Maybe the old folk made it up to get kids home before dark." "Well, I think it's true," Ruby pouted. The radio, playing soft music in the background, faded and blared crackling static. "What's wrong with the radio?" Ruby sighed, trying to find a station that would come through. "It's probably just electrical interference," Brett rationalized. It did not take too long for the radio to return to normal, but on the right side of the highway, a small girl was waving at them to pull over. "What's a kid doing out this late?" Ruby questioned. "Should we give her a ride?" replied Brett. "Yeah, we should, especially since it's so late," she agreed with her husband as he slowed down the car. Yet, something about this did not sit right with him, even though he had decided to stop. Ruby pressed a button, and the window rolled down as the little girl walked over. "Hey, sweetie, do you need a ride home?" she asked. "Yes. That would be nice if you could. I stayed outside for too long, and my mom is probably worried about me," replied the girl with gray eyes and red hair. The girl got into the back seat, sitting in the middle. "So, what's your name, kiddo?" Brett asked, looking at the small girl in his rearview mirror. "Katrina," the red-haired girl replied. The girl then began pointing at different back roads that Ruby did not know existed, and she grew up in this area. The last one they turned down was a long dirt road overgrown with nature. There, at the end, was an old, dilapidated cabin. Concerned, Ruby turned to ask Katrina if she was sure this was right. Since it was dark, the roads may have looked different. Only to see that the small girl was no longer there. "Huh? What is it, Ruby?" her husband asked, noticing her confusion. She looked into the rearview mirror to see why she had been so bewildered. There was now an empty seat in the back seat where Katrina had been.